This is Loyalist Lancer Sports in 30. Women's volleyball versus the Fleming Phoenix from Friday, November 1st, 2024. Play-by-play with Stephen Chill and color with Caleb Sagan.
Welcome on in down to the Lancer Dome. My name is Stephen Chill alongside Caleb Sagan as we bring to you some OCAA matchup to kick off this weekend. We're starting off with two women's team, the Loyalist Lancers against the Fleming Phoenix Loyalists, starting off the year 1-2. Fleming Phoenix currently at 0-3. Both teams trying to add another to their tally. And Sophia here to kick things off. Serves over, gonna get tapped by the Lancers and go out of bounds. A little bit awkward there from Beta, but start off with Fleming with an ace. Berota here with the one of two players in their third year, of course, a fourth-year player as well. And Hannah Mead for the Phoenix as Lancers pick up their first point of this game, tied up at 1 as Georgie Williams now back to serve wearing the number 5 jersey for the Lancers. To the Lancer squad picking up the bronze medal last year. That's going to be an ace for the Lancers. So back-to-back aces for each team.
Yeah, Georgie has a very standard float serve, but it really drops at pace. So the libero thinking she had a little more time under that, and it immediately just dropped kind of into her midsection area.
Serve is over and good. A little bit further back, but stayed in play from Ferguson. Fleming's going to just nicely tap that over and Mead, but nicely tap it over and out of bounds. So the Lancers here to serve again. Lancers ahead 3-1 early, playing for 25 per set. Williams serves over and good. Tap over from Ferguson. Georgie Williams making a diving effort for the Lancers, but not able to keep it in play, so Fleming point. Claire Ferguson with the ace coming from the side of Fleming, one of 4 first-year players from Huron Heights. This is Claire Ferguson of this Fleming squad, tied up at 3 apiece. Ferguson serve. Going to be over and good. Beta pops it up. Going to be Williams down the far side. Crawford is able to get it over. Fleming now in transition. Down the middle. Big swing from Farmer. And rejected by the Lancers. Farmer again on a second attempt. Right pops it up. Going to be Williams to the far side. Crawford gets a good swing on it. And a little bit of a decision handed to a referee, as well as the linesman saying that's out. Nice effort, but Fleming point.
Yeah, Fleming really using that middle option there at their advantage. Trying to find a little more scores off that.
Ferguson not able to get that serve over, so 3 point for the Lancers, and we'll see Taylor Baker. Serves over, going to be set from Barreau. 2-1. The big center and Sylvana Farmer listed at 6'1". Looking across the rosters right now, Lancers only have one player that's as tall or taller, and Chloe Pallister at that 6'1" height as well. But Chloe on the bench here early. His right's able to handle the serve for the Lancers on that dig, and able to put it through is Charlie Cudmore. And Cudmore off to an absolute wicked start to kick off this season for this Lancer squad.
Yeah, Cudmore doing everything they could to pound that ball. That 50-50 on the net ball is a point that a middle really needs to take care of.
Cudmore with the serve coming through. Lightning strikes. Passed up to the middle. Going to have to reset from Cooperg. And it's going to just drop on the Lancers side. Fleming's not able to get much out of that, but talking about Charlie Cudmore, right now leading in a couple of different categories, or at least more should say, in the top 5. Blocks per set at 1.08, that's 3rd in the OCAA, and at kills 38, that's 5th in the OCAA. And the Fleming Phoenix with the serve that Lancers aren't able to keep alive, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. The Lancers service seems a little suffering a little bit here. We would love to see them really pick it up, get a couple good balls to Georgie Williams here.
Hannah Mead with another serve for the Phoenix. Baker on that first touch, going to be to Williams. The far line referee says Fleming touched the net on that play. So what looked to be a Fleming point is not going to be that, as they're going to see Sydney Crawford cracking the starting lineup in her first year. It's immediately shot back to the Lancers side. Lancers now playing it. Right, pops it up to Williams. He goes for a quick dump. Fleming gets a hand on him. He's going to drop. Point for Lancers, tied up at 7. Crawford over. Fleming's not able to react to that. More specifically, Barota getting an initial pass from Ferguson's a little bit too high. Can't get a hand on it, so it's going to drop and be Lancer point. Lancers ahead by 1 with Crawford at the line. Abby serve coming through. A little crowd assistance yelling on that out. Kaya Roja with the serve. It's going to be an ace. It's the diving Taylor Baker. So Fleming now ahead by 1. Roja Serves over, Baker on that first touch. Williams coming to help. It's going to be Crawford from the back line. It's that into the net. Phoenix point. We're going to see an early timeout here from the newly assigned head coach of this Atlanta squad, Josh Roberts, as we're seeing the Fleming Phoenix with a 2-point lead. You're listening to 91X CJ LX FM. All right, back in the line. It's Roja. See if that timeout stifles the mini run here from Fleming at all. Serves over and good right. This handles just a little bit, but able to keep it alive here. Baker sends that over. Roja with that first touch. Sent to Ferguson. Referee's going to call the play dead and say that the Phoenix touched the net.
Yeah, Lancers need to be a little more aggressive on the serve receive. It looks like they're letting the ball come to them.
Beta with a heavy serve that's popped up from Roja, and she's going to get a center option dump. Fleming ahead 11-9 with Lacey Cooperberg. Lancers need to get these first touches down, which Baker just does that. It's reset from Williams. Sends it over. Fleming's allowed to back up down the middle. Tries to shove it over as Farmer. Lancers rekindling. Verbugen on the front. Is able to set that through as Roja. Makes that diving effort, but not strong enough to be able to be played. Verbugen has floater serve. That gets over. Going to be sent to Farmer. It gets blocked at the front line of the Lancers. And immediately goes for the kill as Zofia Barota is able to put that one through. Fleming ahead 12-10. Barota. Serve over. Hit on that first touch. Williams to Cudmore. Cudmore with a big swing. Does get a hand on it. Is the front line of Fleming and Sylvana Farmer. It's going to go out. So Lancers get bailed out just for a second. Ferguson on the far side. Lancers able to keep it alive. It's going to be Baker on the far end. Popped up by Barota. Going to go back to her. Almost touching the roof at the same time. So ball's still alive. A little bit of a rally. Cudmore down the middle. Ends up going off the block of Farmer and finding the ground. So Cudmore, he'll be right. Charlie's looking good early. Williams again, passed up down the middle, and Farmer. Lancers down to respond, going to the Cudmore option. Barota keeping it alive. It's going to just be a dump from Claire Ferguson. Beta to Williams. It's going to be Crawford now. The big swing. And Roja gets a hand on it. The point to the Lancers. Williams with a heavy serve. Fleming's able to play, but ends up trying to go for that kill. Ends up finding the net instead is Claire Ferguson. So we're going to see a timeout from the Fleming Phoenix. Williams, that serve of the Lancers, gets a little bit mishandled on that second touch from Fleming. So Loyalist continuing to add to their points, up 15-12. Williams on another string of serves here. Almost an ace, but Fleming making a huge effort to keep it alive. And Cudmore goes for the block, but it's going to drop. Fleming able to get bailed out just for a moment. As we see Claire Ferguson back to serve. It comes through Beta on that first touch. Now to Williams. Going to be Crawford. Touches the blocking wall of Fleming to a diving Claire Ferguson. But add another point to the Lancer tally, up 16-13. Taylor Baker now having an opportunity to try to run a couple serves in a row, just like Williams did. First serve is almost double tap there from Fleming, but they get it over. Free ball here for the Lancers if they can make something out of it. Going to be Crawford with a big swing, and Ferguson pops it up to keep it alive. Roja tries rolling it over. Williams now to Beta. Far side of the Lancers is going to go off the net and the block. Roja able to keep it alive, and at the front, a big push over from Sylvana Farmer. Nice little rally. Point Fleming. Farmer, the serve gets over and ends up immediately getting shot back to the Fleming side as they're going to reset here. So it comes through from Meade, not too heavy. Lynch is now trying to respond. Crawford tries to dump in the far back corner, and just a sprint ends up going back to the Lynch's side here. But an incredible rally. Crawford ends up, Beta tries to get a big swing on it, but I don't think she had the angle for it. Maybe rushed it a little bit, not going for that dump option. But it's going to be a point here for Fleming, and they're trailing just by one. The Lynch is in the lead, 16-15. Farmer. And that serve is going to hit the net, so Lancers get a bailout there. But again, the past couple we've seen a lot of rallies here in this first set between both squads. There's Charlie Cudmore, the serve for Loyalist. Serves over and good. Roja on that first touch. Going to be sent for Barota. And a big block on the front line from Amber Verbugen. Cudmore with another serve that's down Roja on that first touch. Barota back to Roja. That's again blocked off the front side there with Verbugen and Crawford, but the block ends up just putting that one out of bounds, so point Fleming. Lancers lead 18-16. Serve from Meade is good. So Fleming going to dump it back over right on that first touch now to Williams. Verbugen tries to get a big swing, but that's going to go out of bounds. Not going to find it. As you see Hannah Mead, her second serve here. Robert with a big swing, gets blocked by Fleming. Lynch just to reset. Going to be on the far side. And Bender. Point's good, be good. Crawford with the serve. Roja. Georgie Williams decided to go for that quick center dump. Felt like you kind of feel that from a mile away, Willie. Go for that whenever that option's available.
It looked like they needed the point for sure. Georgie Williams took care of exactly what they needed.
All right, after this timeout, Sidney Crawford. Fleming trying to go for a quick tap back over after an awkward little touch on the first go-around there from Kendra Keys, the libero from Aurora for Fleming. So Crawford continuing the service run. Lancers 4 points from taking this first set. Crawford and a heavy serve is going to go for an ace. This goes off the arms of Ferguson to the back. Crawford on the serve to Roja that goes super short, ends up going back to Roja, just shoves it over. Now in the front for Buchan trying to go for a dump. Fleming able to keep it alive. Roja decides to dump it right back. Now Williams looking for a setup to Crawford in the back line that goes off the block and falls down. So point Lancers 2 points away. The Rock 23-17. Crawford serves over. First touch by Ferguson. Roja with a big swing in the back from Claire Ferguson that they're going to give the point to the Lancers as that one goes out of bounds. I thought that was in until I looked up and the referee was saying that's out. So set point for the Lancers ahead 24-17. That's going to go into the net. Lakia Roja here for the serve. Lancers looking to end things here down the front. Trying to go for that center dump. I believe is Williams. Might have been Verbugen. Referee was in my line of sight there, but Fleming able to stuff that. Roja, Baker. Williams out of the front to Verbugen. Fleming does get a block on it. They're going to send it back to the Lancers. To Lancer and Bender. Not sure if the set was a little bit off or didn't get the right approach on that, but ends up putting that into the net. So Fleming here, a little bit of a run to close out this first set again. Lancer still on set point, 24-20. Roja with the serve. Right gets it, Bender. Nice having to just tap that over to right. Roja down the middle to Cooperberg. And Fleming really putting together some work, which we see Josh Roberts, head coach of the Lancers, take a little bit of a break. So 24-21 Lancers in the lead here. Makia Roja on this huge run of serve. So after that timeout, really all Roja needs is to get it over the net and let fate decide. Is over, right. Ends up going off the rafters on the first touch, so Roja credited with the ace. What an insane rally here.
Well, it wouldn't be a Friday night game in the Lancer Dome if it didn't come down to the bare knuckles, eh?
Baker on that first touch. Williams going to be set up to Bender on that far side. Bender gets through and ends up putting it through finally. Holy smokes.
You said Faith got it, and Faith did get it there.
Lancers take the first set, 25-22. All right, we're back with second set action here in the Lancer Dome. And of course, if you are listening in locally, we'd love to have you out to the different games throughout the year. It is free to attend. The serve's good. Fleming trying to send it back over. Loyalist getting a block on it, but the referee going to, I think, say that there was a two-touch on the side of the Phoenix. Williams with their second serve. It's over and good. First touch from Ferguson. Burrow, it's it down the middle. Farmer puts it over. Wright's going to have to just dump it back to the Fleming side here. Fleming now in motion. It's going to land right in front of the net. Cudmore getting a hand on that to get up and ready for it. Fleming a little bit, maybe not set for that one. Williams with the serve goes into the net, so that is going to be a freebie for the Fleming Phoenix. You're going to see Sophia Burota serving with the Lancers up 2-1. Trying to tie this up. Serves a little bit far. Lancers at another two there tally up 3-1 here early. Going to be Taylor Baker now. Serves over. And good. Keys out of the front. Farmer. Little tap over. Williams resetting this for Beta. It's a decent swing on a Burrow. It's a Farmer, and the referee's going to make a call here saying that it was another two-touch. There's another serve from Baker. It's Keys. They set this up for Ferguson. He swings on that, but that one's going to be out. So another point for the Lancers here, and the Lancers up 5-1 here early. Baker with the serve. A little bit of almost miscommunication, but Fleming's able to keep this alive. Gets dumped back over to the Lance's side. It's going to be Baker now to Williams down the front. Cudmore goes for a big swing, but a bigger block on the other side from Sylvana Farmer. Give Fleming their second point of the second set. Claire Ferguson from Newmarket. That serve, a little bit of a spinner on that. Baker makes a dive. Williams pops it up to Beta. Winds up kind of jumping into the net on that one. Ferguson trying to keep this little run from Fleming alive. Diving effort from the Lancers. Beta on that first touch, doesn't get too much wind on it, right? Making a diving effort, but another point to the Phoenix. And as quickly as we counted them out here early, Fleming 1 point away from tying this up. Lancers lead 5-4. Ferguson, heavy serve. So Lancers regain the 2 point lead. Cudmore, where this through. He's in the first touch. Roja, it's a spinning hit on it. Now Lance is trying to reciprocate it. It's Beta not able to, arc it down enough. Goes out of bounds.
Yeah, just not enough snap on her shot there.
And Verbugen and Bender checking in for the Lances for Cudmore and Beta. After that, it'll be a forward touch from the Fleming Phoenix. So Lances get a freebie. On that is Crawford again, one of the rookies that cracked the starting lineup for this Loyalist squad. Back to serve. It's Ferguson having to throw her hands up to get any play on that, but a little bit of a misplay after that as Phoenix ends up getting forward touches for it. So we continue to see Crawford serving. Serves over.
Serve.
Ferguson having to throw her hands up again. I'm not even sure what to describe it. Where instead it's you put your hand together and throwing it up in the air.
Some people in the volleyball world call it a gator.
You can see Roja trying to get a hand on it, but doesn't. Georgie Williams tries to dump it. Fleming keeps it alive, so now the Lancers able to reset here. It's going to be Williams setting this up to Amber Verbugen on the front. Fleming does get a block on it, but they're going to put that one out of bounds. But yeah, back-to-back there from the serves from Crawford. Ferguson on the side of Fleming was doing the gator. Lancers lead at 10-5 here. It's going to be Crawford continuing this long service run. It'll be over and good. And Lancers trying to shoot that straight back right away. But referee's going to say there was a lift on that play from the Phoenix. So Crawford continuing this run here. Lance's head 11-5. Crawford on the serve, and we jinxed it as that one went to the net. My bad.
No, it's okay. I was going to say, as soon as you said that, the likelihood of that next serve.
Hannah Maid here from Lakers. The sole fourth-year player and veteran for this Fleming squad. That serve, Bender pops it up for Williams. He's going to send it back to Bender. Just for a big swing. Fleming does get a block on it. He's going to drop. Roja tries playing it, but just kind of goes off the net. A little bit too awkward there, but just kind of chance happening. Not really anything you can do. Faith Bender with a heavy serve where we saw the crocodile again coming out from Ferguson. And it's going to be a point for the Lancers after a two-touch is called. Bender with another huge one, finding Ferguson again, but this time just a little bit in front of her, so it's going to drop down for an ace. Lancers ahead 14-6. Another heavy serve coming through. Felt like Bender was feeling a little bit, more confident after those ones back and back. Kia Roja. Now the service line for Fleming. Ends up reciprocating the miss serve with a miss serve, but also clogging that off of her teammate Lassie Cooperberg. We're backing away Verbugen with the serve. Ferguson on that first touch. Cooperberg with a swing that gets blocked by Baker and Cudmore. And now Ferguson trying to swing on that herself, but putting that into the net. So Lancers really finding their groove on this second set. Hannah Montgomery checking in with the serve that's over and good. Keys on the first touch. Going to be to Ferguson. Lancers do get a block on it, able to reset. Going to be Montgomery now to Williams. Chip straight on that and get him the point. So Lancers, even after that timeout, continue the run here. Montgomery from Marmara in her first year for the Lancers. Ferguson with the gainer. Going to drop down to the front here. Baker plays that. Williams just decides to go for that center dump and finds that. Again, Lancers looking mighty fine in the second set. 18-7 in the lead. Montgomery, a serve. Ends up putting that one into the net. A little bit higher and it would have been good. Lacey Cooperberg back to serve now. That was super close. Ends up just going out of bounds. Almost an ace, but just shy. Lancers head 19-8. You see Williams. It was her birthday today, so happy birthday to Georgie Williams if you're watching this back. Roja on that first touch. Leaves to the front to Farmer, who gets it over. Now Williams replays it to Crawford behind her. They're going to hit that off the Fleming block, and it's out of bounds. Lancers ahead 28. Williams with another serve. A fight at the bottom of the net here. Lancers go diving. Bender almost goes straight into the athletic therapist and Brian Dunham. Lancers end up keeping that one alive. Holy smokes. And they get the point ahead, 21-8.
It's a Georgie party in the building tonight.
Williams with another serve. Roja on the first touch. Goes to top. Down to Farmer. Gets it over. Cudmore pops it to Baker. Baker goes for a big swing off the block of Fleming. Fleming goes diving for it. And it looked like there was a little bit of a hesitation there from Kendra Keys, the libero. It kind of pops it up. It looked like she was kind of unsure, and the rest of her teammates weren't able to handle that. So Lancers again continue this dominant second set run. Ahead 22-8. Williams with the serve. Roja on that first touch. Gonna be the Keys now. And Ferguson has to just tap it over. Crawford to Williams. Sets up Cudmore. Cudmore has to swing that off the block. Williams tries playing it, but not able to do so. So good block from Fleming. Barota, excuse me, with the missed serve there. It's a tough look for Fleming. Again, a lot of self-made errors here in the second set. Baker with that serve. Keys on the pop-up. Barota blocked by the Lancers, kept in play. Gonna be Ferguson that just dumps it over right to Williams to Cudmore. And Cudmore looked like she was about to nail that and then just decides to go for that tap. Baker on set point for the Lancers. Keys on the pop-up. Barota. Wonky behind the back.
I don't know if that was a backhand or a rotated cuff roll shot.
It was pretty crazy, but Claire Ferguson getting that point, keep things alive here for Fleming. Now back at the line is Ferguson. The heavy serve that comes through, right, pops it up. Give it to Williams. Now to Bender. And gonna find it and drop down. So Lancers take that second set 25-10 after taking the first set 25-22. So the Lancers move 2 sets up. At the line we're seeing Zofia Barota from Ennismore with a heavy serve coming through. Bender pops it up. Williams makes a move to get it. Crawford from the back line. Big swing. Barota's out. It's that touch. It'll be sent over to the Fleming side from a block from the Lancers, and Ferguson puts that into the net. So Lancers start off here early with 1 point on the board. Fleming here going for a quick dump to the Lancers side. Williams sets up Cudmore on the front, and Charlie Cudmore off the block of Fleming. And another point, the Lancers tally. Williams serves through. He pops it high. Barota. Ferguson goes for a nice little dump. It's not fooled by Baker. Baker keeps it alive, and Crawford beats the double block on the front from Fleming. Williams again on another service run just like earlier. Coming to a close. This one's a little bit too heavy. You see Claire Ferguson. The serve for Fleming. That serve's going to be a miss, so back-to-back serves. We noticed this a lot throughout the game. It's one missed serve and then another missed serve, and that's usually, for whatever reason, they always seem to come back-to-back for both teams. Ferguson on that first touch. Roja puts it up and high. It'll be Barota. Puts it over. Cudmore on the front. He goes for a nice little tap. Gets sent back over, and Cudmore decides to send that straight back.
Great job by Cudmore, really taking care of the net there.
Here comes through Ferguson on that first. That's going to be Roja now. Who's off the block of the Lancers. And, I was going to say, the dome's going to play a part in that, as I think that was Bender who got that touch, and it's going to go off the rafters here. Again, last set, we didn't see too much of rotation from Fleming because the Lancers were just on a roll so much, but we see Silvana Farmer now with the serve that's good. To Williams, going to be Bender. Far side, Ferguson pops that up. Not sure if that was looking like it was going out of bounds, but going to be a point for the Lancers either way. Lancers on a run here, 6-2. Cudmore with the serve goes off. Keys. Roja ends up getting a hand on that one, but not really fully set. Looked like she was scrambling just a little bit, trying to make a statement on this game. Cudmore with a heavy serve. First able to handle the Roja, who ends up getting it back to Ferguson. Now Cudmore on that first touch for the Lancers is going to be Bender with a big swing. It's blocked by Fleming and kept alive here. Roja trying to play that off the front of the net. Really close there, but it's going to be out of bounds. I think it touched the antenna. Charlotte doing some work. Heavy serve off the net and it pops up. Back-to-back plays to keep it alive from Fleming. From Keys and Ferguson, great effort on that side. And Amber Verbugen getting a quick set, putting that through for the kill. Charlie again. Serves over. Roja not able to handle that, so Cudmore with an ace. Cudmore goes to back-to-back aces. Fleming caught watching. Lancers ahead 11-2 here with Cudmore continuing the service run and gonna go 3 for 3. Holy smokes! Hope Gunn checking in for Crawford of the Lancers there. Gunmore trying to over another ace. Not going to be the case. That's going to be the 3rd point of the set for Fleming. That'll bring a Hannah Mead to serve. Moves over and good. Bender pops it straight up. It ends up going back to the side of the Phoenix. They're able to put it back over, so Hope Gunn gets a shot at it and shoots it into the net. So another point for Fleming. Mead with the serve. Going to be to Baker. Georgia Williams pops that up to Verbugen. So the side referee said that was out of bounds, but the head referee saying no, that was in from Verbugen. So credit that with the kill. Done with the serve after recently checking in. It'll be a Roja. A little bit too far in that initial set. Roja tries to just tap it, but not getting enough effort to get that out and over the net. So Lancers ahead 14-4 now. Roja on the first touch from the serve. Roja down the middle. Lancers do get a block on it from Cooperberg, but Fleming point. Roja. High floater serve that ends up going out. Josh Roberts giving a little bit of a nod to their back line. Didn't touch that one. Faith Bender here to serve for the Lancers up 15-5. Looking mighty fine as the Lancers squad up 20-0. If you're joining us late, Lancers being insanely dominant here as Keys goes for a diving effort, but keeping it alive here is Fleming after that block. And Ferguson calling for a touch off the blocking side of Loyalist. Referee's not going to have any of it. So credit the point to the Lancers here. They go up 16-5 now. Bender. Here comes to it. Ferguson pops it up. Brota. Swinging effort from Cooperberg, but not enough height or really approach to it. So Faith Bender continuing. Heavy serve on a spinner. Roja to Ferguson. Ferguson goes for the dump. And they're up to Williams. Gonna be Baker on the far side. Gets through Roja. Easily keeping alive is Fleming. Right? Williams and Baker all make extra effort plays there. Now on the side of Fleming. And Fleming's able to get that point off Cooperberg. Hits it off that front block. I don't know if it was Williams or Verbugen that got a hand on it, but spinned off when
it was
dropped,
Verbugen.
I should say.
Yeah.
Lancers still ahead 17-6 with Cooperberg on that serve. Right, gets a hand on it, but spins a lot. As Gunn gets a hand on it, and Baker ends up hitting that one off the antenna. And they're going to see an ace coming through from Cooperberg as it goes off the left arm of Sam Wright. Cooperberg again. That serve's going to go off the net. Hammer for Verbugen. Going to end up getting credit with an ace. I think it was a little bit of a miscommunication. Rojaw looked at it, as did Keys. On the back was Mead, but nobody ended up moving for it. Lancers up 19-8 here in this third, and potentially final set. Verbugen. Roja on that first touch. Brota. It's the line of Farmer. Gets that kill. Big overarching swing down. Brota. Goes over a good Bender. And it's put that back to the side of Fleming, and wow. So the serve goes over. Keys ends up playing it, but it goes back to the side of the Lancers, and it was kind of a straight pop-up. Williams stared at it the entire way and dropped just out of bounds right next to the referee. So Lancers now up 20-9, another substitution. Again, those cheers coming through for Hannah Montgomery from Marlborough. The Ferguson, who ends up hitting that off of Bender, I think wasn't really fully set to be able to play that one. And equally amazing, Lancers picking up another point, moving ahead 21-10. Taylor Baker, 4 points away for this Lancers squad. He's getting tangled up just for a second, but Farmer just dumps it over. Right sitting up on the close side. Bender gets a swing on it, but Fleming does get a block. Second attempt from Bender. Ferguson gets the gator going. And then Silvana. Farmer tries to get a big swing down the middle, but Bender and Cudmore were waiting for her. Serves over, Keys on that first touch. That's going to go a little bit too far for Fleming, so it's going to go out of bounds, and Baker continuing the service run, now 2 points away, and 23-10. Loyalist in the lead. You see the missed serve. Arm with the serve that's heavy, makes right. Oh, an overhand. And Lancers aren't able to set that up to really get in a good position, so it's going to drop. Farmer. Able to serve again. Lancers 2 points at 23-12. 2 points away from sealing the deal right on that first touch. They popped up from Montgomery to Bender. The swing set through Ferguson now. Roach, it's out. Roja gets it over. Said that goes a little bit kind of too far for Roja. That looked like it was going to drop, but Roja ends up playing it and puts it out of bounds. So Lancer set point, but wow, what a...
I think Roja actually touched the net when she was playing that ball.
Okay, I stand corrected. Cudmore now to seal the deal for the Lancers. The heavy serves come through, and Charlie Cudmore. Holy smokes, what a game from Cudmore and this Lancers squad, sealing the deal in this third and final set, 25-12. So to recap, first set 25-22, second set when the Lancers really started finding their groove, 25-10, and then this final set 25-12. Caleb, any final thoughts?
No, once again, the Lancers just have to do a better job of coming out in that first set. It always feels like it takes them a set and a half maybe to get their feet under themselves, but we need to do a better job of really taking care of those first sets so we don't find ourselves in lulls, because there are going to be other teams in the OCAA that are going to want to take advantage of our first set lulls here.
My name's Stephen Schiller, and it's been Caleb Sagan as my partner here for the color commentary of this OCAA women's volleyball matchup. We'd love for you to like and subscribe to the Loyalist Lancers channel as we got more OCAA action throughout the entire winter months to try to keep you entertained. We got the men's game coming up. Thank you so much for watching. As well, you're listening to CJLX 91.